Greetings, Benjamin J. from Ben's Trains with another in the series. Well, here is the 994. I've touched up the paint, as you can see. I've removed the dent in the cab, as you can see. And this locomotive is running just absolutely perfectly. So I replaced both axles, lubricated the E-unit to get it working, and used the parallel pliers to remove that dent. It wasn't too bad, and the nice thing about steel is you don't have to worry about it splitting when you're trying to bend it back into shape. Pot metal is a whole different ballgame. You have to be very careful with pot metal. Steel is no big deal. And I touched up the paint, of course, with an ink marker, and then coated it with motor oil with a soft toothbrush, or a soft paintbrush. And as you see, this is actually looking quite nice. The E-unit runs forward and reverse. So let's take this around. We'll put it on the tin litho consist. And as I said, even up close, this actually looks quite nice. Is it perfect? No, it isn't. But it was definitely worth the $10. It looks good. It runs great. There's a dent there in one of the finials, so I can turn this upside down and pop that out if I do it. Anyway, I just wanted to do a quick video of this running. It's finished, less than an hour's work. And as you can see, it was definitely worth the $10. So that's pulling 23, actually 24 tin litho cars at 40% power. Now, less than an hour ago, this was a wreck. And this thing has been really, really abused. Two bent axles, about, 40% of the paint was gone. E-unit didn't work. It was just trash, which is why I got it for $10, and which is why no one else bid on it. But as you can see, in less than an hour, this locomotive looks nice. It runs absolutely perfectly forward and back, and it was $10. Really difficult to beat that. So it just reinforces, and I know you're tired of hearing it, don't overlook the junk. If you've got a supply of parts, you can fix anything you can find on eBay. So it was definitely worth the $10. Even if I couldn't fix it, the parts alone were worth $10. But it runs nice, it runs splendidly, and it looks nice now. Still far from perfect, but even so, was it worth $10? Well, you look at it and tell me. This is actually a fairly decent looking 994. Remember, this is a fairly old engine. This is 1950s. So, like I said, it's far from perfect, but it was inexpensive, it runs good, it looks nice. What else could you ask for? It actually looks quite acceptable. I don't think anyone would object to owning this 994. And it runs just absolutely splendidly, forward and backwards. $10 on eBay, and I was the only bidder. So, just want to do a quick follow-up video. This has been here now just about an hour. So, I have a lot of fun fixing these old locomotives. And like I said, all I had to do was replace the axles, and that was just plain abuse. You know, someone had tried to pry the wheels off with a screwdriver. The unit didn't cycle because it had been sitting for who knows how long. And I used an ink marker, a black Marx ink marker to touch up the paint. Let it dry for a few minutes and then coated the entire thing with motor oil. So it blends in perfectly, and by tomorrow this is actually going to look quite good. You would never know it was a wreck when I took it out of the box. It looks good. It runs really, really well. Plus, I had the fun of fixing it. So, just wanted to do a quick follow-up on this. I got to say it again. Don't overlook the junk. And this thing was an absolute mess, and I was the only bidder on it because it looked absolutely terrible. You never know how they're going to run. You know, you can read the description. The description doesn't really tell you much. But it's up and running. It looks nice, and I'll be running this the rest of the day. And the longer it runs now, the better it'll run. And you can see it's running perfectly. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this locomotive now. It's pulling 24 cars from a dead stop. I did add a traction tire, of course. So it looks good, it runs good, and it was really inexpensive. What more could you ask for? Anyway, I just want to do a quick follow-up video on this 994. Don't overlook the junk. If you've got a supply of parts, you can fix anything you can find on eBay. So I've got probably an hour of my time in this now. Now, like I said, I'll be running this the rest of the day. So 2 new locomotives yesterday, another one today. You just can't beat it. So, just want to do a quick follow-up on the 994. $10 and I was the only bidder. Less than an hour. It's up and running well, forward and backwards, and it looks nice. That's the neat thing about it. So, just a quick follow-up. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to drop me an email, BENZTRAINZ@gmail.com. And as always, thank you for watching.